start streaming, I knew I forgot something. We're gonna do this for the people. For the people. That wasn't true. I know, isn't it sad? Every time that happens, it's so sad. So many good parts have been missed, which is probably good because I still have some fun.
What could have been on there? At least. Oh my.
Arnold. Yeah, there are. I mean, if I had to pick, Arnold Palmer is like the best. But Raspberry's good. Can't go wrong with that. Stream key difference? Is that what happened here? No, stream key's the same. I have excellent connection. Why are we not going live? Look what? I do slam them.
Have you ever shotgun something, Mr. Mac?
You what?
Have you ever shotgun like a
I know how to college.
Have you ever used the phone? What do you drink?
In class. Multiple times. Only way to teach calculus, especially the AP Calc, because remember it's college preparatory. In fact, I'm not sure where it is, but I do have the bicycle pump. Am I not live? I'm not live, right? Oh, that's prospect for the St. Louis Blues. I did some work for a bunch of people that weren't able to watch him in the OHL, and so I did a profile on him. That's not me talking. That's me doing edited shifts. Yeah, this isn't working. So how about I don't do it live, but I just record and upload it later? Is that cool?
That's cool.
All right, cool. We're going to do that.
Very cool.
Sorry about that. Very, very cool. All right, so how about number 3? Number 3 says MUUC. And where are we going? MCCCU. Okay, this one is more difficult. Anyone want to take a crack at it? Yeah. So check it out. Prop 4 says we are allowed to take 2 U's and get rid of them, right? So that's what he's going to do first. There's lots of ways to do this one. So he's going to remove the 2 U's and get this. Everybody cool with that? Cool? All right. So now that we're here, now what? Okay, so we're going to double everything until we have 8 C's. So step 1, we get here. Step 2, we get here. And then step 3, we've got 8 C's, right? And that's all prop 2 over and over again. So now we're here, M with 8 C's. Okay, now what? So 1, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, so from here to here. What did I not do enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8. What's wrong?
4 to 6.
4 to 6? I thought you said 3 to 6. My bad. All right, so this is not a thing. So there's 4 to 6. What are we going to do with that?
We're going to make that into a U.
Okay, so M, C, C, and then that third C stays. And then those 3 C's right there are going to turn into a U because we're allowed to switch those out by what property? Third property, right? Third property says triple C becomes a U. So we took 3 C's and made it a U. So that's property number 3 for 3 C's. And now we're here. We got triple C, U, C, C. And we're done, right? Not bad. Anybody do it differently? You want to see how we did it last hour? Prop number 3, or problem number 3, I should say. This is what we did. So we did prop 2 first, which doubled everything. So check it out. We took this and we doubled it, right? Then we did prop number 4. Prop number 4. What's prop number 4? take stuff out, right? So we took out this. Do you see it? So now we're here. And then what they did is they did prop number 2, which is to double it. So they took this whole thing and they doubled it. Prop number 4 is what? Remove stuff. What do we remove? These guys, right? Now we're here. So we have the triple C, and we almost have the double C here. So what did they do next? Prop number 2, they doubled everything. So they took this whole thing, and they doubled it all, right? So we got triple C, whoops, my bad. Not that guy. Not that guy. And they doubled the whole thing. So now we got all that. Now we're here. Prop 4, remove stuff, right? Looks like we removed these U's and these U's, and we ended up here. Now, what do you notice about this step and his proof? Yeah. They both end up colliding to the same point. So it's the same proof. This is just with extra steps. Everybody loves extra steps. So now we're here, and then the rest is all just what he did, right? Switch it out, get the U. More efficiently done in this class, but it's still valid. And that's the point, right? You can do things different ways. But eventually, it's going to all collide into the same idea, whether it's the absolute last step or the second to last step, whatever it is. How you feel? Dece? All right. Okay, so put that away. Put it away now. Put it away now. I need a soundboard. No, so I can just hit buttons and it can do like different sounds that I pre-programmed, like from downtown, the Iceman, he's on fire. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like all the NBA Jam stuff, and then I can have like the spoofed version of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
And they like hang in the room because they're like
Right.
Wait, do we have notes?
Nope, not today. Here it is, coming in hot. This is not your class. Give it away now. You what? Do I have Mario Kart? I played Mario Kart a long time ago, not on my phone. Actually, reference Mario Kart first, Alice. Yeah, but you were. Decker. I know, you didn't. Sometimes they aren't worth grading. Barons. Alicia.
Oh, look at that. Wait, you didn't grade? You?
Oh, there it is.
I thought you were giving me a
Sadie.
comment. We got the same grade. Muchachos.
I know it is. Nancy. It's alright, they'll catch on eventually. Katie. Jess. Xavier. Yo. Whatever. Dylan.
Figure out how to solve it.
What are you going to do this one?
No name. Anderson. Mr. Mao, did you take this exam?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Debating whether to just give you a 0 right now. Alright. Alright. Ostensibly, some of you voted for this guy. Why would you?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't.
I was disappointed. I booed you, Danny. I don't know if you heard it. I was really hoping it was like the Hunger Games and like only one will survive, and it was like, there's no chance, right?
I should just flip you off.
Whoa. The bird. Give it the bird. Give it the bird. All right, so I didn't grade it. You know why? Because I want you to participate in the misery with me. Some of you guys, instead of writing it nice and neat, where it was like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, wrote it like all over and then like some on the back and like drew arrows, and that's adorable. But like it's a pain to grade, and so you're gonna have to grade it yourself. So here's the deal: who needs a pen? All right, you need it. You need pens. There you go. There's 1, 2. I need 3 back. That's yours, Evan. 4, 5, Aiden, 6, 7 pens. Nice catch, Katie. 8. I need 8 pens back. Any more? 9. I gave you 1. Go get it. Everyone's touching it. Transitive property. 10, 11. Anybody else? All right, I need 9 back then. Great throw. All right. Okay, so here's the deal. So, you'll notice. Okay, we got a diagram here. Okay, so I need 1 less back. That's 8. Okay, never mind. I need to. There you go. Okay, so the diagram is my given. Now, could you have just written out what they wrote? Yes, you could have. I think the diagram's more helpful. I just need something. Okay, you need to have somehow what they had up here written down here. Okay, that's worth a point. You may notice in brown, I highlighted each one's worth a point. So I need that, okay? You have to have the givens. I'd prefer a diagram. And the reason for this is because it becomes obvious when you're looking at the diagram, at least it's obvious to me, and I hope it is to you, that the pink and the blue are going to make the orange. Okay, I could have been creative and done like, red and blue makes purple. But at 1 a.m. last night, I wasn't that creative. So these 2 angles are going to add up to this one. What do we call that postulate that says the 2 little guys add up to the big one? Danny. Angle addition postulate, AAP. That's this guy. So I wrote that out, and you need to write it like this. You can't skip to step 2. Okay? These guys add up to this guy. Step 2 is by substitution, therefore we can switch out their values, right? If you don't have the first one, minus a point. Okay?
Does it count as a point?
You what?
Like +1?
How about we just subtract points? Everyone's into subtraction for some reason. Remember that? Okay?
I said what they all equal.
Subtraction.
You said what they all equal?
Yeah, I said like zy2 is 2x.
So you were stating what they said?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's you stating the givens. Good job. Did you do this?
Yeah, I did that. I didn't do the top first.
Okay, so you missed a point there.
Yeah.
State the obvious.
Okay? Now, there are multiple ways to do this, so if you think you have a valid proof that's separate from what I'm doing, please tell me. Okay? You're grading this right now, but like all this does is just give me a really easy way to check stuff. If you mark it wrong, odds are I'm not going to check it over again. If you don't mark it wrong, I'm going to check really close to make sure, right? Because there's no way. My first hour got done grading those, and grading these, and I think most people got an A, which I thought was comical, having looked at them already. But you knock yourself out. I want you to participate in this so you can see what's going on here. This step right here is not worth a point. You're just getting stuff together. We're not using a property. We're just doing algebra, right? X and 2x makes 3x. 50 and minus 25 makes positive 25. Positive 25.
Thank you.
Okay? Then by the subtraction property, again, you could have done subtraction first or division first. God bless you if you did division first, okay? But I need to see both of those. I don't care which order. Division means you divide everything by 3. That means 25 over 3 would be a fraction. 145 divided by 3. Is 145 divisible by 3? No, it's not. The digits add up to 1, right? So you'd have 145 over 3, and you'd subtract those fractions. No big deal. You get 120 over 3, which end up being divisible, right? But I prefer to get the prenup, right? Move the 25 over first. Lastly, you need to do this, okay? Where you go back and state the given that you were given the measure of angle ZYQ. It's 2x minus 25, and then you plugged in the 40 that you found, hopefully. I need to see that. That's three points right there, okay? Swag box. 8 points total on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, I counted correctly. Okay.
Subtraction, division.
Yep. Questions on how to grade number 1. You feel like you got a grasp on it? Okay.
So what if I didn't realize substitute?
You need, okay, so if you had the algebra but not the reason, whether it was incorrect reason or you just didn't write it, minus a half. Okay? Yeah, what?
What if we didn't write the step 1 and 2?
If you missed these two?
No, like the
I
numbers.
see what he means.
So you didn't write any of that.
No, like substitution and stuff.
You didn't write that.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have the algebra but not the reason, you minus a half.
Okay.
Each time or what? Cool.
Number 2. All right, so it's super easy if you know what you're doing. If not, it's like, good Lord, okay? So the first thing, draw your diagram. It says JK, L, and M are collinear. What does it mean to be collinear? On the same line! So you draw them on the same line. JK, L, M in that order. You can't just mix them up. Okay, like, dear God, we've done this. They give you that JK is equal to LM as well. Now, here's the problem. We want to know something about JL and KM. That's our goal, right? And right now we have no information about them other than the diagram. Notice from the diagram that JL is made up of two pieces. JL is made up of two pieces, JK and KL, so I wrote that. KM is made up of two pieces. Gentlemen, you need to pay attention to this, please. Aura, now. KL and LM add up to KM, so I wrote that. How do I know that? Segment addition postulate, baby. SAP. Then I take equation 1, the first equation right here, and I rewrote it. Instead of writing JK, I'm going to write LM because they're the same dumb crap. That's substitution. And now look what I have here between these two equations. Okay? It says that KM equals LM plus KL, and JL equals LM plus KL. So they equal each other, don't they? I win. That's it. Now, all y'all were confused on this step. Dear God. Okay? We done this. 5 points total. That's what the box is right there.
So if I got the answer.
What's the question? Oh, yeah. So all we're saying is, look, we need information about JL and KM. And they didn't give us anything, right? So what is JL? Well, it gives me an equation, JK plus KL, right? What is LM? Or KM, I should say. KL plus LM. And if I write that, I notice that they're pretty close to being similar, right? So if I can switch these guys out for one another, right, then I should be able to get the same thing equals the same thing, which I do. Look at KM, it's LM plus KL. JL is LM plus KL. They're the same now. How did I switch out JK for LM? Because they're the same. And now I can say KM equals JL, which is what I wanted. Okay. You have more steps? That's fine. I'll take extra steps as long as they make sense. If you're not sure about it, that's great. I'll take a look. Maybe circle it. Otherwise, mark it wrong.
Actually, no, I missed a half.
Okay, good. Number 3 says angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary. And some of you guys thought that meant congruent. Dear God. What does it mean to be complementary? Oh, Mr. Mack, you look like Jesse Eisenberg. Or, right? No. All right. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. All right, so what does it mean to be complementary? Someone other than Danny. Someone other than you. Yes. 90 degrees. They add up to 90. So we are given that 1 and 2 are complementary and 3 and 4 are complementary. So I wrote that down. That's given. They also give us that angle 2 equals angle 3. You need to have all that for 1 point.
What if we put equals 90?
That's not what they gave you. Mark it wrong. So what does it mean to be complementary? Well, it means they add up to 90. So I wrote that. That's by definition, right? Now, if 1 and 2 add up to 90 and 3 and 4 add up to 90, then I know that 1 and 2 adds up to 3 and 4. They're the same dumb crap. And notice I did them both in the same color because 2 and 3 are the same. And so I should notice that I can subtract the 2. Now, you probably added in an extra step, and God bless you. Okay, most of my classes didn't. I'm having mercy upon your soul. Most people did what I did here and just skipped and said, oh, look, 2 minus 3 is going to get us this because 2 and 3 are the same. Well, how do we know they're the same other than the same color? Well, it tells us here. But the way we show that is we're supposed to switch one of those out. So you probably did substitution and switched out the 2 for a 3. Or you substituted the 3 for a 2 and then subtracted. God bless you. I didn't do it. That way it wouldn't ding you a point. I was just trying to be nice. Okay? And I went to here. If you did do that, fantastic. Great. You're going to be great from now on, because from now on I won't be being that nice. Okay? So in total we have 6 points here. Now maybe you did a different way. Okay? If you did, circle it. I'll take a look at it. Otherwise, mark it wrong if you think it doesn't make any sense. Okay? Questions on number 3? I thought number 3 wasn't that bad. Hopefully you didn't. Most people enjoyed number 3. Number 4. You all right?
This one was like
Yeah, it is.
everything.
So here's the good news. That's the first half, and the first half ain't hard. Let me walk you through the first half. Given ABC collinear, DBF collinear. I need to see that. That's what they gave you. That's all they gave you. Now, what does it mean to be collinear? They're all on the same line. If those points are all on the same line, then they must be a line. So I get that by definition. And if those are lines, then the angles that sit upon them must be a linear pair. Remember, angles that sit on a line together, right? They're going to be a linear pair. Pair meaning 2, linear meaning line. That's the thing you guys couldn't think of. And that's the definition of linear pair, right? 2 angles sitting on a line. Here's the line. Those are the angles. They're a linear pair. Now, bilinear pair theorem says if you have a linear pair, which we do, we just said they are, then they must be supplementary. Do not skip that step. You can't say they add up to 180. It's different. Now that we know they're supplementary, by definition of supplementary, we know they add up to 180. Again, we've already done half the proof here.
Don't even get half.
Right? It says 1 and 2, 2 and 4 supplementary. That's what we wanted. We got it. Okay? So we've already done half the problem. Now going further, that means they add up to 180. Then they must equal each other because they both add up to 180. And look, 2 and 2 are already the same. So when I subtract them, I get this. Sorry. When I subtract those guys, I get this. Seems familiar to number 3, right? Except they've already got it substituted for you. And then we win. By the same dumb logic, 2 is also 3. We talked about that, right? It'd be the exact same thing, just with different angle measures, or different angle numbers. So why waste our time? Same dumb crap. Same dumb crap. Questions, comments, concerns? Other than for my mental stability. That was number 4. 4-question quiz. Doable.
I got -4.
It was. So here's the deal. A lot of y'all are saying you have excellent grades, and I believe you. I really do. I really do. But I will be looking them over. So make sure you're being as honest as possible to save me some time. I would appreciate that. You do not want me cranky while grading. It's out of 31. Okay? So give yourself something out of 31. Okay? And then figure out the percentage. How do we figure out the percentage? Well, if you got a 34, let's do a 24 out of 31. You type in 24 divided by 31 in your calculator. That would give you a decimal. That decimal can be expressed as a percentage. Percentage means percent per 100, right? Like century. So what you do is move the decimal place over 2, and that's your percent. If your percent is higher than a 65, then we'll talk, okay? So everybody get there first. First of all, figure out how many you got out of 31. Okay? Write that down. Okay, write that down here. 26.5 out of 31 here. What have you got? And then get out your calculator and type that in. 26.5 in your case out of 31. Over 31. Divided by 31. Not yet. If that percentage is higher than 65, you need to write it down. If it's higher than 65, then we're going to go on to step 2. Okay? Then I owe you bonus points. From all the questions I took off, that would have been a waste of your time. If I don't include those, then your understanding isn't equal to the percentage you got, right? Because you knew a lot more. I just didn't put it on there. Okay? And you wouldn't have known that stuff if you definitely wouldn't have known that stuff if you didn't get any of this right. But if you did get it right, you get those points, right? So I owe you 19 extra points, which makes it a nice round 50. So for your case, you missed 3.5. Or no, not 3.5, 4.5, right? So when we put it out of 50, he's still going to miss 4.5. So that's going to be 45.5 out of 50. Now that percentage is really easy to do. You just double it. That's going to be a 91.
So I got a 91%.
Right. Assuming you graded correctly. And counted
So I
correctly.
don't even have to do this.
Yes, ma'am.
What if we usually don't look at
Circle it and make sure I take a look. Because I'm going to look at all of them, but it would be nice if you help me, like, focus on the ones you want me to see. Yeah.
You should have to look through all of this.
All right. One at a time, Coda. Almost. All right.
Right here.
It was. All right. Decker. All right. Go ahead. Nice. Thank you.
Your catching percentage is bad.
I know my catching percentage is bad. All right. Here we go. Oh man, I almost had it. Who else has a pen? Let me see. Katie, go up. Yeah, that's right. Up, up. Still good. Still good. Still alive. Go ahead.
You have 3-step drop?
No, stay alive. Oh. Don't die on me. Yeah. Daniel, don't break my TV. They not ready yet? Who else has one?
Why did you
Evan, take your time, please.
Why didn't you catch it, Mr. Magic?
I don't know. Incompetency.
I'm used to Alex catching those.
Yeah, I bet you are. Yeah. The dream team.
Alex doesn't drop.
All right.
He goes Tommy here.
Any more?
He's so bad.
I'll trust you that we got all 10. Well, -1. Actually, no, we needed 8.
It says 3 people on track with that
Nice.
shit. He's wide open to drop.
All right, so that's that on that. How do you feel overall? Were you surprised at how well you did?
No.
Okay. I wouldn't be. It would have taken me over 2 hours to grade just this class's stuff, so I wanted to do this, 1, to save myself some time and sanity. 2, Also, I wanted you to see what the process is like, to be able to see what we're looking for versus what you did. Because I know when you get a bad grade, all you do is see that, and that's all you can think about. But if you grade it as you go, none of y'all are smart enough to realize how bad the grade's going to be yet, right? So you're actually paying attention, and you're seeing what you did wrong and having to actually participate in understanding this material, right? And seeing where the difference is between what we want and what you did. So I hope it was a learning experience for you, and you got to see what we wanted, and you got to see where you fell short, right? I think it's more meaningful than a grade, personally. We have to do both. Unfortunately, it's the world we live in. I'm working on it. But for now, we got to do grades. So I will plug those in later. Also, a benefit of grading stuff in class today, just short, is that I didn't plug them in yesterday. Some of y'all are very happy about that, right? Sunday night. So what we're going to do this week, because I know you guys are going to be running around acting like idiots all week, right? Because it's homecoming week. The stupid is at an optimal max level, right? And we have Friday basically off, let's be honest. No quiz for this week is my gift to you. But what we're going to be doing this week is going over more of this stuff. We're going to be pushing further. I hope that seeing this grade and seeing where you fall short both motivates you and, well, I guess just motivates you to pay a little more attention this week, right? To be here and actually learn your crap. You can't just write stuff down and not back it up, right? That's half the points. That's a 50% if you got everything else right? That ain't going to cut it, right? I think we need to take this a little more seriously, and I think it's just going to take some time. So we're going to take time this week to get that done instead of wasting this week doing nothing or trying to push ahead and learn new things, which God knows you're not going to because you guys are all on stupid level 5, right? Yeah, you guys are all acting like a bunch of teenagers or something, right? So, I know, right? So that is the joke, and that is the plan. I hope you guys are okay with that. Okay? Which problem did you feel like you struggled the most with? Two? Right. Why do you think that was?
They were like mid, like conversation about it, like I stopped. And then we came the next day. We were supposed to have it done.
Really?
Yeah.
We didn't go over it the next day?
We did, but I was confused.
Gotcha.
I didn't know what we were doing.
Okay. So number 2 was confusing. Do you know why it was confusing? Like, that's what I'm asking.
Because it's a line.
Because it's a line.
I feel like we're not used to like doing front lines because we've been doing so many angles.
Gotcha. Okay, so segment edition, hard, angle edition, easy.
Oh, yeah.
Angle edition watch is easy.
It just makes more sense, seems more intuitive. I get that. It's intimidating to not have anything here, right? There's no X's, there's no numbers, right? Rubik's Cube, hand it to me. Thank you very much. Absolutely not. Sorry, I'm depressed enough. What? So I'm going to go around and collect them now, so just hang on to them, okay? Make sure you have your grade at the top. Remember, out of 50 if you got above a 65, which will boost your grade. Now, you'll notice that the closer you are to an A, the less that changing it to out of 50 versus out of 31 has an effect, right? Think about it this way. If you got a 31 out of 31, is it going to change anything when you make it a 50 out of 50? No, you got 100, right? So the closer you are to 100, the less improvement there will be. Now, the closer you are to 65, the greater your grade will increase. Some of you guys got a 60 and we added on those 19 points and ended up with like an 80-something. But that's how much you actually understood. I just took the easy stuff off, right? You understood about 80% of the material, but that last 20% is the tough stuff, right? I think that gives a better number that reflects your understanding of the material. And that's the whole point of grades for me. Now, could I get a really accurate reading of how much you know if I give you a really long, full test with everything on it? Yeah, I could, because I know exactly what you know, exactly what you don't, problem by problem. But you don't have time for that, right? Nobody does, right? So how do I get a good, accurate picture? I spot you those points. I assume you get the easy stuff. And I can assume that safely because if you don't get the hard stuff, I know you don't get the easy stuff, right? And if you do get the hard stuff, I know you know the easy stuff. You see how it works? Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's goofy, it's weird, but statistically, it's actually a valid form of assessment.
Statistically.
Gardner Minshew, no.
Dude, Gardner Minshew.
Oh, he's on my bench.
You bench Gardner.
Well, I'm going to look at these anyway.
Oh, that makes sense. But he did terribly yesterday. Well, he didn't throw a touchdown pass.
That's just.
Not Patrick. We have 300 plus yards. Gardner Minshew equals go.
Did you see that scramble girl?
Yeah, he shed like 2 tackles.
Oh my.
Alright.
You can do it.
Daniel,
What?
no one wants to see that.
Why?
People are going to start unsubscribing.
Are you sure?
Oh,
I
I'm
think
sure.
they're subscribing.
Well, good. Let's try to get to 60 subscribers before the end of homecoming, right?
The colors.
So,
Is that a protein? You should.
no, it is not.
Mr. Mack, you should bring like one of those huge jugs that like people like this tall.
Yeah, how about
Bring
no?
one. It's like this round.
And just got like a crazy straw?
Yeah.
All right,
Sit down. Yeah, get a straw, like a 10-foot straw.
here's what I want to do.
Put the jug over here.
I want you to leave.